The Clarity Act is not just another bill. It is the definitive US legal framework designed to end years of regulatory ambiguity and trigger an era of generational wealth. Before you make up your mind about the Clarity Act, stay with me until the end of this video. The headlines only tell part of the story. By the end, you'll understand what the Act actually proposes, who stands to benefit, what critics are concerned about, and how it could impact the future of blockchain, AI, and digital finance. Most importantly, you'll be equipped to make an informed, research-based decision rather than relying on speculation or social media narratives. Let's start. When you hear legacy giants dismiss cryptocurrency as a Ponzi scheme, you are witnessing the desperate dying struggle of an outdated business model fighting to preserve its moat. They are not worried about your risk. They are terrified of their own obsolescence. The entire global financial landscape is shifting toward a decentralized, high-speed digital reality. We are at the absolute threshold of a new epoch where value moves at the speed of light. Are you ready to see the truth behind the curtain? The skeptics are protecting a broken system that extracts value from every human. The innovators are building a system that restores it. This isn't just about assets. It's about the future of global economic sovereignty. We are going to break down exactly why this act is the key to everything. Let us hear to the chairman and CEO of JP Morgan Chase.
Deposits, stable coins or something like that, without the protection that they should have. And it doesn't do anything for AML BSA. It has almost no legal protections. So no, the banks will not accept it that way.
They won't accept
the ABA, the small banks, the credit unions, it's not just the big guys. I'm not worried about stablecoin, but if it happened, I'm telling you, I would have nothing to do with it, and it would eventually blow up on its own. Okay, but that's my personal thing, but I do understand the concern of all the other banks, so.
Well, the markup is coming. I mean, what are you going to do about it?
It is, we'll fight it. If we lose, we lose, and we'll live.
Okay.
But it will be fought. This will not be, no one's going to bow down to this guy, okay, or that company. And he's the only one, and he's spending hundreds of millions of dollars in Washington this thing.
He said he's representing the whole industry.
The status quo is officially dying. Here is the crazy part we are missing. The current regulatory gray zone is the single largest handbrake on the American economic engine. We are currently losing billions in innovation and capital to foreign jurisdictions that have already established clear frameworks. The Clarity Act acts as the definitive legislative turning point that changes this trajectory. It provides the essential legal certainty required for massive institutional-grade capital to finally enter the ecosystem at scale. This is not just about making crypto legal. It is about bringing the most transformative technology of our lifetime into the regulated fold. Once this framework is passed, the floodgates open. Institutions that have been sitting on the sidelines due to fear of regulation will have the green light to build, invest, and integrate. This is the moment when the market shifts from speculative, niche trading to foundational institutional infrastructure. Here is what the CEO of Ripple has to share.
Thank you so much for being here. And let me just say that Galaxy is predicting a 60% chance that the Clarity Bill passes before the August recess. That's lower than a previous estimate. But you heard what Jamie Dimon said to me. He's not happy with the Clarity Act. He doesn't like the fact that the crypto companies will be able to pay rewards. He's going to fight it and continue fighting it. He doesn't believe Brian Armstrong at Coinbase is representing the industry. What is your take from Ripple's standpoint?
Well, first, I think you have to recognize that Jamie Dimon has been dismissing this industry for a decade. He's called it a Ponzi scheme. He's called Bitcoin a pet rock. And if you look at JP Morgan, they generate $20 billion of revenue from their payments business and over $5 billion of profit. So I think Jamie Dimon also should be clear that, he is trying to protect and dig a deeper moat for a business that's extremely profitable for them, and they want to kind of maintain the status quo. Jamie Dimon did a disservice around when he did that interview with you, which I think was a great interview, is that he's representing that this reduces compliance concerns, or it actually makes it easier to do bad things. And that's just not true. It's either intentionally misrepresentation or even negligent to try to make support for the Clarity Act go away.
We are rapidly entering the era of convergence, Agentic AI with blockchain. These integrations will soon execute high-value economic contracts without any human oversight, requiring an immutable, regulated ledger to function securely. Bill understands that America's global lead in this specific technological convergence depends entirely on passing the Clarity Act. Without it, the future of global AI-driven commerce will simply migrate offshore to countries that offer a clear sandbox for these agents to operate. Think about the implications. They are talking about AI-managed supply chains, autonomous insurance claims, and real-time cross-border settlements. These systems cannot exist in a legal vacuum. They require the transparency, speed, and finality that only a regulated blockchain provides. If America wants to dominate the next century of tech, they must enable their AI converged with blockchain to move value as efficiently as they move data. This act is the missing bridge to that future. Listen to Bill's viewpoint.
Now, Abra CEO Bill Barheit. Abra is a wealth management platform that offers investors a suite of digital asset services. Bill, welcome to the program. Do you see the Clarity Act passing through the Senate?
I do. I think the Senate realizes that this is a net positive for the American people, for assets, digital asset innovation. Innovation in the digital asset space has been super strong. The biggest hamstring to the entire space has been lack of clarity, pardon the pun, on U.S. regulation. This fixes that problem for sure.
This is your inflection point. Yes, there is intense pushback from legacy banks that are terrified to lose their iron grip on the financial rails. But the legislative momentum is now irreversible. A quicker from Elissa McLean.
I understand from the perspective of the banks where they're coming from. I also understand the other side with the Clarity Act and the currency in terms of what we're doing. What I do know is that's democracy at its best, right? There's going to be a markup on it. We're going to debate. Disagreement isn't disloyalty. We're going to debate the issues, and much like in business, we're going to get 80%, I think, of what everybody wants. Everybody would want a better deal, no question. And I understand the banks want the status quo. Unfortunately, we can't have the status quo, and there's going to be some changes.
When would you expect final passage?
You know, I wish I had a crystal ball. I would say within the near future, the next maybe month or so.
The Clarity Act turns crypto from a niche asset into the absolute backbone of our digital infrastructure. The floodgates for massive institutional capital are about to open, and those who understand the shift will be the ones who define the next decade of market dominance. The question isn't whether this technology is here to stay. It is whether you will be positioned correctly when the change finally hits. Stop watching from the sidelines while the landscape shifts beneath your feet. Follow for such updates that positions you to take an informed decisions. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Share it with someone who may need it.